Okay, good morning, everybody. This is Bullish Bears Dan. Gonna do a quick little pre-market stream. We got 10 minutes to the bell. I'm looking at a couple different setups. I have Baba up. We got a nice little bear flag on Baba this morning, and there was some news. The shares trading lower. Investor optimism around U.S.-China trade talks have faded. So obviously a lot of Chinese companies being affected by the trade war, and Baba's one of the big ones. And I'm looking at just some kind of short-term angular resistance. Got a little mini down channel. There's been a pivot in the pre-market, so there might be a bit of support, right? A new support being formed here. We've been oscillating around this 165.28 level. Any type of long I'm going to take is going to be based on these momentum moving averages on a 5-minute chart. Also, look for inverse head and shoulders, things of that nature. But I'm leaning to the neutral bearish side, maybe a tight range on Baba from 165 down to 163, 162.81 maybe. So basically, I'm going to look to kind of trade this little box here today, especially if it rejects this right angle. This is kind of going to be my trade zone on this. I don't think I'm going to trade along outside of this. If anything, it's going to be very short-lived, any type of bounce. And again, I'm going to be looking at futures to kind of see what futures are doing. So again, I'm always taking a look at SPY, futures, ES, QQQ, NQ. I want to know whether the wind is in my face or at my back when I'm placing a trade. And looking at SPY, this is a major angular support I have here, this dotted blue line. There's a kind of a white line underneath it. What I look for is, morning guys. What I'm looking for, again, another little mini bear flag on SPY. So we could get a rollover day. The market data today was pretty gloomy this morning. We had some economic numbers published at 8:30. PPI was low. And we also have Redbook numbers coming out 8:55. And then Powell's supposed to speak at 13:50. So that is 1:50. Later today, so that's going to cause markets to be a little bit volatile. So I'm leaning to the bear side based on the charts. Got a little bear flag, so we'll look for bear plays for the most part today on the big boy stocks. I do want to cover ASUR. So ASUR had news. We published the news in the morning on our StockTwits and/or Twitter account. So if you guys are following those accounts, you guys will get that information out. So this company announced it's going to sell its business, part of its business, an asset worth 120 million. So they're kind of selling off a piece of something that's kind of got the bulls excited. Maybe they're going to use that cash for something good, and hence we have a really large gap up. So we've got this 924 level. I went back and drew a very major retracement on it. I like how the 200 SMA is now below price. We've got the 50 SMA, 200 SMA, 100 SMA down below. And we got this 924 high of the pre-market high pullback. We're kind of riding this 9 EMA right now. I'm going to look for potential play to 950. But we are so far off our momentum moving averages, and small caps have been really weak lately. So I'm going to look for a pullback at least somewhere in this zone before I look to place a long trade on it. I'm not going to trade any bull flags on this right out of the gate. I'm going to look for a dip buy off of one of these three levels. See if the volume comes back in. Trade it very, very carefully. There's a lot of earnings coming up next week. DPZ, so DPZ, yeah, that's anticipated. So big drop on Domino's. This will probably trade in its lower range. Let's look at the hourly charts. That's a good call right there. Look at that breakdown. Look at that angular breakdown. So you get this like these nice triangles, right? And you're like, it looks bullish. It's right at the apex, going to break out. Nope. Right? Earnings, boom, huge gap down. And now we got like a little bear flag, bear pennant situation. We'll have to see where let's see, where's price at right now? That's 228. Let's look at the daily. So we're actually down here. You know, potential for this to double bottom around 222. I'd have to look into the earnings report a little bit more before I took that trade, but right, so you've got kind of that longer term, be perfect for a double bottom. I'd stay away long from this one for sure. There's been a lot of stocks that are starting to drop below their 50-day moving averages, and that is a very big sign to stay away from being long stocks, at least for October. So far, October has been pretty ugly looking at the charts. So NIO, we got kind of a rising wedge on this one. Majority of price has been trading inside this wedge from this level, and they had good news on earnings. They appear to be doing better. They're still a pretty damaged fundamentally company that still has a lot more to do on the fundamental side, but giving a little hope to the bulls with some more promising earnings numbers. And let's see, what do we got here? This is another Chinese company that could be majorly affected by the trade war at some point. I've done too much analysis on this one, it looks like. Let me just clear the drawing set and go from 405 to 116 and get a general idea on the support and resistance here. It's close enough. Couple pennies off isn't too bad. So it looks like we got a magnet up near 190. Yeah, I mean, this is trading in a nice kind of rising, ascending wedge pattern in the pre-market. But I don't like chasing these. You know, I want to see, I mean, I will trade bull flags on this, but ideally I want to get some kind of a dip buy and have this, you know, pull back to another angular support somewhere lower. I just hate chasing these lately. It's been terrible. So that's what I'm looking at in the pre-market, guys. I love to trade day trade options. I love to sell option spreads, credit debit spreads, and I will trade stocks under $10 sometimes if the setup is really, really good. I'm very picky. And I have a couple other setups I'm looking at. I'm also looking at Apple, but the bell is about to ring, so I'm going to bid you guys all adieu. If you want to join us in our day trade room, we're going to continue the party over there. We got a free 2-week trial, so you guys can come in, subscribe, 2 weeks free, don't pay a dime. Just come check us out, learn with us, grow, and go from there. So I hope you guys all have a great day, trade responsibly, and I will see you guys later.